Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. My favorite makeup today is this. This is the Becca Ocean Jewels highlighter palette. I'm actually wearing the shade Citrine today. It's this sort of like, it looks green in the pan, but it's actually got more of a gold to it. It's really quite lovely. It gives a good shimmer. This palette is very reflective, very iridescent. It's quite lovely. It also goes on very strong, so I'm actually very happy about that. That's what I like. If you want it to be a little less in your face, just have a lighter hand, but you don't need a lot of product to make this really glow in a wonderful way. And now, onto the video. So the video today is take 3 of this. This is the Urban Decay Kristen Leanne Kaleidoscope Dream palette. I've already done 2 other looks with this palette. I'll link that up in the cards above. So basically, I'm trying to get my way through the whole palette to determine if this palette is worth keeping, because I'm able to do a lot of dupes out of my existing Urban Decay collection. However, the performance on these shadows is really excellent, so I'm wondering if this palette's going to take over from the older ones, and those are going to get the heave-ho in the next declutter. So I'm trying to do every single color in the palette, so let's get started. So what we have left to use is 13th Floor, Corona, and Dye. And I also wanted to try a little bit of TCM on the lid because I put it under my eye and it looked okay, but I want to see what it looks like on the actual lid in, full-on powerful blue. So I'm thinking, I'm actually sort of curious if I put 13th Floor on my lid as sort of a base, will it make the color pop even more? Let's try it. I'm not really one for black eyeshadow, so I might be using it entirely wrong, but since I never use it, I may as well, give it a try. So 13th Floor is really powdery compared to the other ones. It sort of has a lot of kick up in the pan. That's the first shadow in this palette that's done that, so that's okay. It doesn't mean I don't love the palette on its own. So 13th Floor is one of the only mattes in this palette. The only other one is Taijin, which is the orange shade, which I thought actually wore very, very well and looked really nice on. Yeah, the sort of peacock look I did the other day in the second video, that actually lasted 8 hours. I forgot I had it on. I was sitting at my computer that night, sort of like poking around on the internet, and like rubbed my eye and went, oops, oh, that's right, I'm wearing a whole bunch of eyeshadow. And then I went to go take it off and it still looked fine. You couldn't even tell I smudged it. The black eyeshadow makes me feel like I'm like a spy or something in a thriller movie. I can see the point of having the black eyeshadow to like maybe smudge under your lash line. Like, I get it. It makes sense why you have black eyeshadow. It's just not something I ever think to pick. I think this one is nice. I wouldn't call it black necessarily. I think it's more of a deep gray. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this dye shade and I'm going to take that and pack that on the lid, because I think I want to take TRM in like the corner, and then I'm going to put a little bit of Corona in the center of my eye. Not getting any kick up on dye, so that's similar to the other shimmer colors. Alright, dye is a very beautiful purple. That's got a lot of pigment to it that I wasn't even expecting to see. And I'm not going heavy-handed in this palette either. I'm being fairly gentle with my patting. Sort of like the way I've adopted doing my makeup lately since I've been playing with Subculture and Prism. But the color of this is really very beautiful. It's a very nice purple eyeshadow, which can often be very tricky or patchy or annoying to deal with. This one's very beautiful. No fallout so far. I'm going to take a little bit of TCM and sort of work that in that outer corner. I want to see what that looks like if I smudge it out a bit. Wow, that's really pigmented. I'm not using very much shadow. Like, I'm really not. I will say that this shade has a tendency to go outside of its borders a lot easier than the other ones. I'm not trying to take this up any higher, and the brush is just sort of taking it, and it's moving its way upwards whether I want it to or not. Let's do a little blending, shall we? So consistently, TCM is the one shadow that sort of drifts out of where you want it to be, and then it's sort of a bit of a mess to fix it. So I sort of had to take a little bit off with eye makeup remover because it kept spreading outward. I haven't had that experience with the other shadows, but that's the second time that's done that. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of Corona. I'm going to see if I pop a little of that on the center of my lid. If that's too much, we'll find out. I think I'm also going to try to take a little bit of Leo and put that in my inner corner, but I'll put that on with a brush. Since I've already got a pretty smoky rocker look going on, I think I'm going to take a little bit of dye and put that underneath my lash line. So overall, I'm really enjoying this palette. I think the quality on these shadows is excellent. The shadow I have the hardest time with is that TRM, this blue shade. No matter what I do, it tends to get a little smudgy. That's the one shade that sort of gets a little fouled on my face, and then I have to use a makeup remover to get it back off. Trying to like wipe it away with your finger or a brush just smears it on your face, and there's not much I can do at that point. Otherwise, I'm not really having that issue with any of the other colors, not even dye. I was a little worried that dye was going to do that as well, but nope, just TRM. That's the only one that's a little tricky, but the color is so pretty, I still want to use it. I just need to be very careful with it when I am using it. So final thoughts on the Kristen Leanne. This is take 3. I have now used every color in the palette in a look, and you know what? I wholeheartedly think that this palette is great. I'm happy that I picked it up. I don't have any regrets on it, to be honest. What it is telling me is that there's some older Urban Decay palettes I really need to take a look at, and I may need to just take them out of the collection, because this is sort of fulfilling all of the needs that those used to do, but I think the quality of these shadows is better. So I'm definitely keeping this, and next time we do a declutter, we're going to be moving some other stuff out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content on this channel, please subscribe. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I will see you all soon. Bye!